Yeah, I think that missions were 75th anniversary and my dad's kind of retirement celebration that was part of that. Um, I think that I felt like my father was well honored and that he was celebrated for all the good that he'd done and for his commitment to the mission. And it was a really special time to see the widespread appreciation for him amongst the missionary family. You could tell that there was deep relational connections, and that even if they didn't agree about everything, they felt cared for, and felt like he was like one of them, if that makes sense. Um, and so I think that there was yeah, it was just a really wonderful celebration and closing of one chapter and opening of another chapter for him, even as I've continued working for Missions Door and have every intention of continuing to do so. Um, and I think that there is also a obligation for leaders at the higher level to model what a healthy leadership transition looks like, and to say, I'm going to plan for a healthy leadership transition and walk into that um, in a way that can be good for the good of the organization, and not necessarily for my own ego, or or about like whether I'm getting a paycheck or whether I'm doing work of significance. Right? We don't have all that much control over when God calls us home. Um, but there is a reality that as we age, especially in the highest level of leadership, we have to plan well so that the organization and the mission, which is much bigger than one person, can can continue to flourish. And so I think that my dad modeled a healthy transition to new leadership um, that was affirmed and celebrated and commissioned to take it to the next stage in a way that was going to be different, um, but still beautiful and in continuity with who we've always been. So I I just loved the celebration. I greatly appreciated the way my dad was honored, um, and and I'm delighted by where we continue to go. I think that Derek is a man of great character, and that he is who he is publicly is who he is. That there's consistency and integrity there, and so for me personally, to go from being on a leadership team where my father is the leader, um, and just making trying to make sure like you guys really want me, like this isn't do I do I belong here? This you know um, to someone who I don't know at all is a very challenging transition in like a personal sense. Um, but I remember the first time I met Derek, and I told him this. I just said like, hey, there's like a resonance, like an alignment for someone I'd never met. Um, that just like things felt right as we talked together as a leadership team. And I think that there's almost always with fellow believers like a little bit of like the Holy Spirit in me recognizes the Holy Spirit in you, and there's like we're almost already family even though we didn't know each other. Um, and I think that has been a really beautiful transition. And Derek brings things to the table that we've never had before. And so I think that there's a sharpness and vision, a clarity of where we're headed, um, great communication, not just within the mission family, but to the wider world of the unique place that Missions Door has in mission work in the world, and the opportunity that there is to be a part of that work and see it advance in the future. And I think that we are more prepared now than we've ever been to take that next step into a robust global mission where we can see the world impacted by the unique multipliers and missionaries that come around them that no one else is doing. And so I'm delighted to work for an organization that is doing that, that is investing in that, that's clear about who we are, and is inviting more and more people to join the team, um, either as a missionary or as prayer support or financial partner to see us bring the gospel to the world.